Hello everyone, and welcome to week number 11. And I know that this says week number 10, but I think last week I used the wrong page in describing what I needed to describe to you for the weekly lesson. Now it turns out that the lessons for week number 10 and 11 are pretty much identical, and I'll show you that in just a second, but the worksheets are different, the ones I have down below. And let me show you quick. These two worksheets here, and they're not worksheets, they're reference sheets. One's for treble clef notes so you can see them, and the other one's bass clef notes. But these are the bass clef position C worksheets that are important for you to see, so you know what notes are going to be working on when you're working in the grand staff. Alright, but that was from last week, and if by chance you got a little confused with that, I apologize. But again, the weekly lesson is exactly the same. I'm going to click on week 11, you'll see how it's the same. And it still talks about ABA form, using the grand staff, creating 3 measures, and using a variety of notation symbols. Also, I received questions about what time signature to use. The time signature that you can use is up to you. You can use 3/4, 4/4, 2/4, whatever you want, as long as you're showing ABA form and you're using a variety of notation symbols. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. Here is what are the different worksheets. Now, I'm not requiring that you do the worksheets for me, but there is something for practice that you can use. These here, however, these are the reference sheets so that you know what letters are on the staff, and I'll just show you just the one right here so you can see what this worksheet is. It's not a worksheet, I'm sorry. This it's the treble clef note names, and it goes from C all the way to G in the treble clef, and it shows you what keyboard keys they are all the way up to G, and it just shows you all the positions. And for the bass clef note names, it'll be the same thing. Alright, so these are reference sheets. You can download them, put them on your computer, or print them out. I would suggest that you print them out because it's easier to access and take a look at things that you might need. Now, on top of that, let me go ahead and get this started for you as well for this week, so you understand what to do for the daily melody rhythm assignment for the week. This is week 11, and like I said, the assignment is it's the same and as last week. It's just so we have more practice, but I want to make sure that we're all clear on this because some questions came up about time signature, and I think that's an important thing to ask about. The thing about Finale Notepad, once you make a choice on time signature, it has to stay at that choice. But I would say any of these would be alright if you understand like the 8s on the bottom. But the 4s on the bottom are pretty common. I think you can probably do any of these. They just mean the beat groupings are a little bit different, either 2, 3, or 4. Let's go ahead and try 2/4. And finish that up, and I'll show you how quick you can do this with 2/4 time. In week 11, you're going to make sure that you're going to do it in ABA form and using the 5 let me go ahead, the 5 notes that we're working on from C all the way up to G, and these are the 5 right here in bass clef. You'll hear how they're bass clef when you play through them. Alright, now I'm placing these 5 here and these 5 here so you can see the positions that the notes should be in. But I'm going to go ahead and start the ABA form, starting on this measure, and this measure down here. This measure will be A, this will be B, and this will be A again. And this is going to be a very simplistic model. I'm going to go ahead and start with this and start on just in the note. Whoops, that's an A. I'm going to put this on G. And remember that once you place something on beat 1, make sure you place something if you want only on one. If you want only a sound on the treble but not on the bass on beat 1, you need to make sure you put a rest underneath. Okay, now beat 2, I'm going to go ahead and put this up like this. Alright, now this is the A section. B section will be in up above. instead of the note, put an eighth rest, put an eighth note, and I think what I need to do right here is put an eighth rest instead. There we go. And then I will, because in essence what's going to end up happening is that you're going to have eighth note, eighth note, eighth note, eighth note. And what you have is just the first half of a beat, the second half of the beat, first half of the beat, second half of the beat. You will hear something going on for that full measure. The rest just mean that during that first half of the beat on the treble, there's no sound, but on the second half there is. And on the first half of the beat in the bass, there is a sound, but the second half there is not. So during this time, there's a sound on both, from either side. And then, of course, also, this is the B section, so it looks different from this, and it will sound different than that. And then A section, again, I'm going to go ahead and do it exactly the same as the other one. And then, let's see, I have eighth notes. And you can see how this is A, B, and A. This is the same as this, and this is different. It looks different. It will sound different, too. So right now we're just kind of getting used to what that form looks like. A, B, and A. A is the same, and A is the same as A, and B is going to be different. That's why they're labeled differently. All right, so again, it's just like the week before, and looking at some of the entries from those of you who are doing the alternate page chart, I think you're kind of getting the idea. And the coming week, it's going to be a little bit more precise about what we want you to do in the B section. So I want to make sure that you really do understand what this means, A, B, and A. All right. So please be sure, contact me if there are any questions about this. Through email is probably the best way, but if you scroll down at the bottom of the page, there's an email address from my brick and mortar school. You can use that where it says click me, or you can or you can call me at my school number, which is right here. And you can leave a message. Usually after 3:30 every day is probably the best time. Mondays and Wednesdays I'm usually doing an Illuminate session at that time, so I won't be able to answer the phone. But for the most part, I should be able to answer every call. Okay? Well, thank you very much. Have a good week. Good luck with the Grand Staff ABA form. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.